these people will find it. I'd have to look and see the actual passages that are the parallel there. I don't have it in front of me here. Oh well, since you've started, I got a Bible somewhere in here. Let me see. What's the number? Is it? What number is it? I don't like this one. This is a bad this translation stinks too, but it's cheap and you can mark it up. Okay. Here it is. So, if some people ask when you're raised, what sort of body do they have when they come back? That's a stupid question. Blah, blah, blah. Everything that is flesh is not the same flesh. There's human flesh, blah, 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 blah. It's the same with the resurrection of the dead. The thing that is sown is perishable, the raised is imperishable. The raising is glorious. Here it is. The soul had its own embodiment, so does the spirit. The first man, Adam, became a living soul, but the last Adam became a life-giving spirit, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, as earthly man, so are we on earth. As heavenly man, so are we in heaven. And we have been modeled on the earth, and we've been modeled on the heavenly man. Or else, brothers, put away flesh and blood, cannot inherit the kingdom. I will tell you a heavenly secret, that we're not all going to die, but we shall all be changed. That's the passage of it. This occurs in the instantaneous twinkling of an eye when the last trumpet, the raising of the dead, it was always pictured as the last trumpet, sounds. The dead will be raised imperishable. We shall be changed because our present perishable nature must put on imperishability. There it is. Put on a new body, put on a new form. We'll put on imperishability, and this mortal nature must put on immortality. So that's basically what I was getting to. He takes a more poetic way of saying it, but basically it's the same. You're going to put on a new imperishable cloak. Well, I'm glad you guys think so, and I hope it comforts you. But I wouldn't want to bet I wouldn't want to bet in Las Vegas on that number coming up very often, but if you think it's going to happen, it'll make you feel better, and I'm happy for you. I hope you're right, but I've seen dead things, and they don't look to me like they're going anywhere. I don't think human beings are superior to ants. I just killed a fly in my bathroom, and I felt real bad the other day because I had blood got on my mirror, and I really felt guilty I did. For this little creature, but he was annoying me. I just felt that his annoyance of me was worth more than getting rid of that annoyance than the pain I felt in seeing him dead, which did give me pain. So I don't have the answer to these. In any event, I put Paul's testimony there on the same level as this. You can accept it if you want, and if you don't want, that's up to you. But let's go back to this one, because I think they're basically founded in the same way of thinking. So let's go back to this one. Beyond the power of sword and fire, beyond the power of waters, winds, the Spirit is everlasting, omnipotent, never changing, never moving, ever one. That, I think, is probably Brahman. Jesus Christ. Beyond all powers. Everything must die, okay. So, right off the bat, I think from the first chapter, what are we interested in? Just like Paul is interested in, by the way. If Jesus did not rise from the dead, Paul says, I am no Christian. That makes me not a Christian because I don't believe anyone rises from the dead, but that's a personal side on that. If you believe it, then you may be a Christian. And Paul puts it right. So the aim of what he's aiming at is the conquest of death. And I think around the Mediterranean, that's what all the mystery religions were aiming at, that people were frightened of death. People today are frightened of death. Everyone's frightened of death. Nobody likes the idea of it, I can assure you. And most people just block it out because it's too awful to contemplate. And other people try to solve it. So when you try to solve it, these are some of the solutions you come up with, like Paul's letters or the Bhagavad Gita. But notice, the whole thrust of the Bhagavad Gita so far has been conquering death. Conquering death and suffering. That's what its aim is for, to obtain imperishability, immortality. Now that is appealing. And, whether it's a realistic endeavor and goal is something else. Doesn't matter. If you think it is, then it's fine. So he is assuming all these things on these kind of statements. The Spirit in all things is immortal. Let's see, I went ahead of myself here. It's everlasting. Out of death comes life, line 27. Invisible before birth of all beings. After death they are invisible again. They are seen between two unseens. Okay, that's really clever. I agree with that. Everything before me I don't know about. Everything after me I don't know about. I'm only between two unseens. Fair enough. The Spirit is, but anyone can figure that one out. The Spirit is, all beings is immortal in them all, 30.